All right, hello. It's Monday, start of a new cycle, and you might have realised that I took a week off because I did. I'm just gonna clean up a bit out here while I talk about what happened. I was pretty burnt out with everything that was going on, and I was about ready to quit, to be honest. So I took all of the deload week, which is not very heavy lifting or anything like that usually. I mean, it's usually not an invitation to not do anything. But I took all of deload week, the fourth week of the cycle. One cycle is 4 weeks. And I didn't do any lifting. I kept active. I did foam rolling and some stretching and I walked every day on the treadmill, and I just got my head in generally a better place. And I don't feel burnt out at all anymore. It did wonders to my mental. So I'm pretty happy with pulling the pin for a week on lifting. Because I was pretty jacked up. By the third week, I was pretty sore. I was not doing very well. My body was pretty sore and pretty it wasn't good. So and I'm starting to realize, now that I've read the book, I'm starting to realize what I did in the past that made me really not like working out. Really not like working because I did BBB, or big but boring, just because it was the most popular one. And I did that for 2.5 years. I didn't progress it properly, but I did the volume, which is not recommended. You're supposed to alternate between what Jim Wilder he describes them as leader and anchor. I think that you should do. I reckon they should be renamed. I don't like the whole leader and anchor workout routines. I think that they should be called volume and strength. It makes more sense. As in the leader cycle, you do volume work. So you do lots of lower weight but lots of repetition. And then in the strength one, you do lower repetition but higher weight. They both condition different things. Obviously in the volume one, you training yourself to do more reps, so you can do more reps in the and it sort of builds up stamina and it builds up certain things. And then the strength one, obviously you're conditioning yourself, putting yourself under load, and you're doing harder work but less repetition, so your body burns out less. Your glycol stores and various other things in your body, your central nervous system isn't under as much strain in the anchor sets or the strength sets. So it recommends doing two cycles or 2 months worth of big but boring or volume work, and then switching it to a like there's heaps of them in the book. There's probably 100 of them or so that you can alternate between. But I'm starting to realize why I burnt out before, because I didn't understand the whole leader and anchor cycles, or the difference in routines. I thought it was just variety. You know, you just try a different one for a variety, but it's not that. It's based around too much volume and burning out. And it's probably not a good thing to start off with. Getting back into lifting and lifting, big but boring, is probably not a very good system to start off with, just because the volume work is pretty intensive, unless you start very low, which is what I did with 30% of your 1 rep maxes. I've lifted that to 35% for the next cycle. Also, I think at the start of each cycle, the start of each month, I'll probably do a state of the, like a where I'm at. I haven't decided on a name yet, but it probably will be something like a check-in video, and I'll show my weight, which is actually in the last month I've actually put on weight, which I can put up on the screen now. So I've progressively put on weight. So I started...
Take blood pressure.
Wifey's talking to me, telling me to take blood pressure. I started at 79 kilos, and I'm currently at 82.7 kilos. So I've progressively put on weight. Not much in the last month, granted. It's only 3 kilos, 4 kilos, which is a fair bit, really. That's gaining muscle, or it's gaining fat too, but it's a gaining 1 kilo per week kind of thing. I'm going this cycle. My goal is to reduce my weight while still lifting the same amount of weight. So a bit of a recomp, I guess. But I want to. So I'm going to be increasing the weights 2.5 kilos for my upper body and 5 kilos for my lower body. And then I'm going to also go on to a cutting diet, or I'm going to reduce my total caloric intake down, so that I hopefully will either plateau my weight or lose some weight. And hopefully it's body fat instead of muscle, because I'm working out still. I'm not going to bottom out my carbs. I'm not going to bottom out anything. I'm just going to continue on, but just lower the amount a bit, which is what you should do. Not, in the past I've went on to crash diets and it doesn't work out for you. You just end up losing all energy and ambition to do anything, so you end up not working out. What else? In the week that I took off, I've also set up like windows that I can work out, and like really done a lot of time management stuff, so that I can actually get out into the gym and work out when I want to work out, instead of just fitting it in, because that wasn't working out, because I would fit it in right at the end of the day, which is not the way you should do things. It's funny enough, that's how my dad used to do it, which is why he stopped and he failed. He used to just fit it in at the end of the day and do it whenever he could do it, and blah blah blah. Like he prioritized his work, and he prioritized a bunch of things before exercising and getting into shape. So I don't want to do that, and I want to learn from his mistakes and not do that. So also I used the week that I took off to train up the girls. So they're going to be coming on earlier earlier on in the day, and I'm going to be doing more later on in the day. So so we've moved some things around so that I have a bit more of the morning off, and then I have a bit less in the evenings off. So I can be a bit more productive in the morning, which is good. So I'm going to use that time to work out and put a good stuff in. Now, the last cycle, I really played it a bit easy on myself. I did the main exercises and I did the assistance exercises. And I did the main exercises and the supplemental exercises. So they're broken up into blocks. The blocks are main 5-3-1 exercises, and then the supplemental lifts, which is the 5x10, 50 reps total. And then there's the supplemental lifts. Now, I'm going to continue on with the big but boring, but I'm going to also implement one exercise that I do as many like 3 to 5, 10 to 12 reps of that exercise. That is a supplemental exercise to whatever I'm doing. So for example, I might do, if I'm doing squat day, which I'm going to do after I talk about this. So after the squat day, I might do some goblet squats with the new adjustable kettlebell that I've got. So I might do that. And I might just do as many as I can at that weight, and I'll write down the weight, and then obviously I'll increase that in the future whenever I do that exercise next again. But I might switch out that one for something different on a different day, a row or a lat pull down, because I've got the equipment to do. I can do tricep pull downs, just an isolation exercises that will help shore up any weak points. So if I notice that my calves are my weak point, or my triceps are my weak points, or my biceps are my weak points, or something, then I'm going to incorporate that a bit this cycle. Also, more abdominal work. So crunches and leg raises, hanging leg raises and various other things. So I'll be doing a little bit more this cycle, and then the next cycle, after this cycle, I will do another one of these videos and tell you where I'm at. And then we will probably incorporate I probably will drop the big but boring and incorporate another a strength-based or anchor-based workout for the following two. So it seems to be he suggests doing 2 volume and then 2 strength, or 2 leader exercises and then 2 strength-based or anchor working out. In terms of these videos, I'm just going to record all the working out and all the things that I'm doing to do it. It might not be one video a day. It probably won't be one video a day. It probably will be reduced down to 4 days a week, so 4 videos a week, plus cardio in between. So I might still do, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see where I'm feeling in terms of like time restraints and things like that. I might just not do, some days I might just go without the camera and go for a walk or do something. It was getting quite intensive the heaviest week, or one's week. not this week, but last week. Not last week, the week before. It was getting pretty intensive to do the video editing and doing the exercises and recovery, and it was getting a bit all encompassing. So maybe, yeah, I don't know how to really manage that in terms of managing. Yeah. Also, hello Asher. My nephew's been watching the videos, which is nice to hear. So, yeah. Hopefully he's learning something. Anyway, I'm going to set up for squats and I'm going to get into squats. Warm up first and then into squats. All right. 5 for 25, 5 for 30, 3 for 40, 5 for 40, 5 for 45, and 5 plus for 55. I've already warmed up and I got distracted. Well, I didn't get distracted. I had to go and do some things and then I warmed up again and now I'm out here. I'm running out of time though. I did allocate enough time, but shit happens, eh? So 15. Watch out. All right, 5 for 25. All right, 5 for 30. All right, 3 for 40. Whoa. 5 for 40. First working set. Starting to get heavy already. 5 by 45. All right, 5 plus for 55. So I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for 5, and I'm hoping for 6. My goal is to get 6. But this will be a PB. If I get 5, it'll be a PB for 5's week. So that's good. Well, this is 6. All right. 1. First set of the supplemental lifts. This is 10 reps by 5 sets, 50 total. And it's 25 kilos. Number 2. Three. 3, 4, 4. 2 more. Five.